we're gonna go over Asmongold's video. Let's start off there because it is the first stream of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and the best way to start this stream is to start it off with a hilarious video. So if you guys didn't see this video, it's a really short clip. It's less than 3 minutes long, and it's going over all of the companies that are and are not doing Pride Month, basically, and the numbers dwindling. But I want you guys to keep something in mind really quick as well, because people seem to have forgotten that last year, not many companies did Pride Month either. Pride Month dwindled hardcore last year because the year before that, they got felted during Pride Month with Bud Light, Target, and all those companies got wrecked. They decided to scale back last year. And so seeing them scale back this year is not exactly very shocking. But this is a video from Asmongold kind of going over the companies that are and are not doing Pride Month related stuff. And I even have a video going over Blizzard and what Blizzard is doing as well. So let's see what Asmongold has to say, and we'll kind of go over it. Here we go.
Let's actually see how many companies are taking advantage of and observing Pride Month this year, okay? Apple, nope. Google, no change. IBM, no change. Microsoft, no change.
So really quick. So the Google thing actually shocked me. The Google thing shocked me because Google not doing virtue signaling for any sort of like special month is crazy to me, because Google even last year was doing like the Latinx bullshit, the fucking, Spanish heritage, all that fucking nonsense. They were virtue signaling left and right. But to see them not do Pride Month is actually very interesting.
Xbox, no change. Disney, no change. Target, no change. Starbucks, even Starbucks.
You know for a fact Target was not going to do a fucking thing. Target's like, I'm staying far away from this shit now after what happened 2 years ago. We're just not doing it.
Roached out on the gays? Of all the people to roach out on the gays, you're going to expect Starbucks to do it? Damn. Bank of America, no change. What about Blue?
That was also another shocking one. Starbucks not doing Pride Month is extremely shocking to me. Very shocking to me. I was like, you got to be kidding me. There is no way. But apparently, they're not doing anything Pride related. Very interesting.
Blizzard, no change. What about World of Warcraft? Also no change.
To be fair, Blizzard did release Pride Month merch. So, just so you're aware.
It's not a working day? Yeah, but usually social media is managed every single day. Oh, the Overwatch has got to have it, right? There's no way. There's no way Overwatch didn't make any posts about Pride. There's no shot. Sesame Street, Bethesda? Yeah,
Overwatch didn't make anything about Pride. That's shocking.
Here. Wow, they didn't even post anything about it. Check LinkedIn. Okay. It looks like LinkedIn is not making any post about this at all. How about Bungie? Okay. Bungie also no change. Perfect day to test the water if they're...
Well, to be fair, Bungie is too busy trying to figure out what they're going to do with their game that's about to flop. To be fair, I don't think they got the time or the resources to be worried about virtue signaling when they just got caught for like the 4th time stealing assets from an artist that basically made their entire game. I don't think I don't think they have time to worry about that.
There's any backlash, they can pretend they had the day off, which, by the way, that's exactly what I said was going to happen. Pepsi, okay, Pepsi, no change. Ubisoft, good one. So there's not a single one of these things. Not a single one has changed anything. Okay, let's look at Mercedes-Benz. No change again. Jaguar, still no change.
Not even Jaguar? Bro, Jaguar had the gayest commercial in existence. How did Jaguar not change yet? That's so weird to me. Jaguar's entire identity is being gay now. Why would they not change anything? And keep in mind too, guys, these social media accounts, they're pretty much all ran by like very similar firms, very similar accounts. And pretty much they all have the same virtue signal nonsense scheduled weeks or sometimes even months in advance. They'll have a post scheduled for every single holiday, and they let that post fly when the day comes. Everything is scheduled. They don't do it the day of. It's just already scheduled ahead of time. And they all change their profile pictures and whatnot. But again, keep in mind, just for what you guys are aware of, keep in mind, these companies didn't really do this last year either. I remember covering a lot of this last year and realizing that the majority of the companies that he's mentioning right now didn't change their profile pictures last year either. They didn't do the Pride stuff last year either. If anything, a lot of the gay shit that they did after Pride Month. They did it like sneakily throughout the year, but they didn't actually do it during Pride Month, and they didn't change their profile pictures either. So it's going to be even less now because look, the simple fact is that, and I'm sure there's activists right now watching my stream for some odd reason. I don't know why. They just love watching my stream. I hope you guys are aware, activists that are watching this stream right now, that these companies don't give a fuck about you. And I'm sure you do understand that. They don't give a fuck about you, and they don't give a fuck about me either. They only want to go wherever the wind is going. So if the wind is going away from your social cause, that just shows that they never gave a shit about you to begin with. They never cared about your social cause. It meant absolutely nothing to them. The company is only going to go wherever they can possibly get some sort of profit or recognition from a virtue signal. Otherwise, it means nothing to them. So this is just further proof that they don't give a shit about you. Zelosi says, can confirm we got 4 dislikes. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's usually about, like, when we're live, it's usually about 6 to 8 dislikes on Hypnocast. And it's always the same people every single time. It's like, bro, just admit you're a Bigot Army member at this point. Like, you're a fucking fan. We love you. You love us. Let's just go. Let's fucking go, right? Let's get some LFGs in the chat, right? But in any case, no, seriously, like, the companies don't care. The companies legit do not care. But see, the problem is that certain people got used to companies pretending that they care. So when they realized that the companies actually don't care, suddenly all of them started melting down about it. They started going crazy. They started claiming racism, sexism, misogyny, transphobia, homophobia, blah, blah, whatever. They all started claiming the same nonsense. Like, dude, welcome to reality, bro. Companies don't care what your social cause is. They never have, and they never will. Unless they're an independent company that's ran by someone who's involved in those social causes, chances are these suits, these executives don't care, bro. They don't care about you.
Wow. Riot? No change. Twitch? Oh, League of Legends. Okay, League of Legends is big gay. All right? Nobody else.
All right, that's not shocking. That's not shocking. League of Legends changed their profile picture. That's not shocking at all.
Else is gay. Halo? All right, let's see here. Halo? Nope, no change. Oh, wait, no, they did do a change. Okay, so Halo made a post. Not only did they make a post about it, but they locked the comments. They posted last year on the weekend. That's a great question. Let me see what day Pride fell on last year. Last year, it fell on a Saturday. It was a Saturday, and this year is a Sunday. Oh, man. Google's homepage?
Exactly. So Pride Month fell last year on a Saturday. So that whole excuse of like, oh, it's a weekend, so that's why things aren't changed yet. Bro, things are still not changed. All right, it's fucking Monday. We have a couple of more posts that were made after Asmongold called everybody out, but for the most part, profile pictures haven't changed. None of this fake virtue sig. Google is still Google, right? Google hasn't made it a one big gay rainbow homepage. Everything for the most part is pretty much just normal, right?
Let me see. Nothing. Actually, nothing. Even the Google home.
Are the gays paying $400 for the skins? Oh, don't even bring that up, bro. Don't even bring that up. When I found that out, I was like, what?
Homepage. Is it just over? Or not really over, but like the mass corporate support for it might.
Look at this. Happy Pride Month snoom fees. You are so loved. What the fuck is a snoom fee? What is a snoom fee? Is that like a fan of Snoopy? A gay fan of Snoopy? What's it? Is he eating a trans ice cream cone? What? Is he eating a trans ice cream cone?
Might be over. Did you just mix up LGBT with gay people? You're going to be really surprised when you hear what that G is for. It's for gamers, actually. It's lesbians, gamers, bisexual, and trans. Yeah.
Oh, no, man. Gamers are part of the LGBTQ now? Oh, no. Oh, no. Is he only checking Twitter? At this point in time for this video, yes. Yes, but I think in another video, he ends up checking other websites and whatnot, which is how he discovers the whole Blizzard stuff.
That's true. We're all LGBT here. Okay. Yeah, I can't keep.
Yo, that profile picture is crazy. That AI picture of Asmongold and Hassan with gay rainbow flags. Oh man, bro. Who made that? You need to repent.
You believe it? We're not being represented. This is disgusting. Wow.
All right, let me show you the next video. So we also got Blizzard. And I mean, did anybody really think that Blizzard was not going to do something like this? Keep in mind, Blizzard makes Pride merch every single year because why wouldn't you, bro? To be fair, think about it from a perspective of a company that everybody already knows is massively gay, right? Why would you not make Pride merch? Why would you not try to profit off of the couple of morons that are going to buy it? And here's the hilarious thing about all this. For the most part, they really don't even profit off of it. They take all the money that they make and they give it to the company Glad. It's almost as if it's like a fucking what do you call it? Like I don't want to call it blackmail, but basically like extortion. It's like extortion, right? Glad is taking control of all these companies and rating them based on their systems of how inclusive they are. And if you get a bad rating, well, apparently that's a no-go. So these companies during Pride Month, they take the money they make and they donate to Glad as a means of like, please leave us the fuck alone and give us a good score. But anyway, let's check out Blizzard.
Blizzard had to have posted something, right? Big surprise. Blizzard did post something.
Pride Collection 2025, ladies and gentlemen, because that took this took all of like what? 30 minutes to an hour for someone to design, maybe.
Okay, let's read some of the comments and see how people reacted to this, okay? That's not Pride. They're all just trans. Pride's meant to umbrella. That's why it's a rainbow. Why are the Pride colors just trans colors? Wait, is that true?
Yeah, so have you guys noticed that now a lot of the Pride stuff is all just trans colors? They don't even bother doing the rainbow. It's gotten to the point where trans has literally taken over the entirety of LGB, at least from a social perspective and a virtue signal perspective. These are not the rainbow colors. These are all fucking trans colors, every single one of them. Look at that.
Yeah, it is.
Every single one.
So trans has now taken over. I'm going to reply. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Pride about celebrating LGBT and not just being trans? Am I crazy for saying this? LGBTQ plus? No. You know what? LGBTQIA 2S. You want to go there? Let's go there. 2S plus. You think I forgot about all of them? Absolutely not. Why is only trans being represented? Rainbow is gay only. It's not even lesbians. I've got pretty bad news for you with lesbians. Lesbians are gay. It's actually crazy how bad the reception for this is.
Exactly 2 years ago.
New Blizzard trans equality shirt says liar in pink. Nice job. What's this?
Oh, yes. I remember this. Do you guys remember this? This was from the year where the Target stuff and Bud Light stuff was blowing up. This was like maximum Pride virtue signaling year 2023. And this was the merch that they put out. And it spelled liar in pink for a trans shirt. That's crazy. I remember this. This was incredible. That was my face when I realized that as well. It's spelled liar. That is fucking incredible. So anyway, needless to say, the entire point of this is that Pride Month is going to come and go like a fart in the wind. At this point, a lot of companies just don't care anymore. And the only ones that do are the ones that either have nothing left to lose or they're heavy, like ideological companies to begin with. And we already knew that, right? Blizzard with Overwatch. We already knew that, especially since now they're part of Microsoft. Like, of course, Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, all these guys together, they're going to do one big gay fusion dance. And they're going to come out with all this nonsense. But for the most part, a lot of companies are choosing not to do anything. They're choosing not to say anything. And they're not changing any profile pictures. They're not changing any banners. Because, again, 2 years ago, everything would have been changed literally 12 o'clock on the dot on the 1st. Because that's when it will be scheduled to change. And at this point now, ever since last year and now even more this year, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, but shout out to the people that do celebrate it. Congratulations. Have fun, I guess. And stop looking at companies to support your ideology because they genuinely don't give a shit. That's basically it. They don't care. And